Okay, y'all, so come take a walk with me through Lowe's. Now, I've been doing so good. I've started a lot of seeds and I've been staying away from the garden centers. But the reason why I am here today is because if you're like a Lowe's member, today was the day that I pick up my free member gift. Make sure you stay to the end. I'll let you see what it is, because the other one a few weeks ago, I was like, we got to do a little bit better than this free gift. But with this one, I'm pretty happy about. But they have a lot of their different herbs, y'all, and vegetables. They're on sale for 5 for 10, so that's $2 a piece, because the regular price of these in the little small cups are $4.98. So they had like a different array of all type of vegetables, all type of herbs that you can choose from, and 5 for $10. That's not a bad price. Now, y'all know I love to start seeds because I can grow different varieties that I may not necessarily see at the garden centers. But if you just need to get started, I definitely would suggest that you just come here, get you 5 plants of what you like for $10, and you can definitely get your garden growing that way. So if you all have been with us a while, the culantro, this was a herb that I grew in Savannah and I loved it. And I see that a lot of garden centers are really starting to offer that. So this aisle was just basically all of the different herbs that you can get. They were on sale as well. And then over here are the different blueberry plants. Some of these are self-pollinating. Some of these need another type to be pollinated. So make sure that you just read the tags, and that way it will let you know if it's self-pollinating or if you need another variety. This sign I thought was really good. So it gives you a list of plants that attract hummingbirds and pollinators, and also a list of deer resistant plants. Over here are more blueberries. I'm starting to see more of the pink lemonade blueberries. This is a 2.25 gallon, but it is $29.98. The other ones, the ones at the beginning, those were $12.98. So you just have to pick which one is in your price range, which one you would rather go to. They had blackberries over here. They had figs over here. They also had different grapes over here. And all of their smaller fruit plants, those were $12.98. So if you want to start a fruit garden, those are great to get started. Now their hanging baskets were 2 for $15, which was a good deal because the regular price is $12.98 for one, but you can get it 2 for $15. This is part of the Lowe's deals. They had quite a few of them throughout the store. And so I wanted to show y'all this because I've noticed that citrus has really increased in price. So let me show you the different ones that I saw. So this particular citrus, this was $49.98 in this container right here. Okay, but then I got to looking because I saw a bigger container, just a little bit bigger. These are $99. This is the Improved Meyer Lemon, $99, y'all. I'm telling you, everywhere I've gone, the citrus is really starting to increase in price. I'm not sure what's going on. But they had the fig. Now the fig, that was okay. That was $29.98. It was in one of the bigger pots. But it's just the citrus that I have been noticing. Now right here, they have the 12 pack of annuals. They had different vincas, marigolds. Y'all know I love to plant these, especially if you're in a hot, humid climate. These are great. 12 pack, $13.98. And then if you just needed some little single ones, they had annuals that were great for sun, annuals that were great for shade, $1.98. You could just get like the 1 pack. So if you didn't need 12, you could definitely get just one. And then they're starting to put out their dahlias. These are by Monrovia. A little deadheading need to go on here, but I know that it's a lot of stuff going on and they don't have time to do that, but it's $8.48. Now sun patience, this is gaining a lot of popularity. So a lot of the impatiens are like partial shade or shade, but the sun patients are for the sun. These Kalana Koas, they are $6.48. Now, I've always known them to be kind of like an inside plant, partial shade, but when I read the tag, because they have some beautiful colors on here, this one actually said full sun. So, like I said, it's different varieties and it just depends. Like the sun patient, the impatience was always for like a shadier spot, but now they're making them for the sun. And so they have different shrubs as well, for your landscaping. This was the cypress, $24.98. That's good for like a privacy hedge right there. They had the boxwood gems. This is a winter green boxwood. This is a great evergreen. Those were $21.98. And on this side, they just had different perennials right here. Most of their perennials are $7.98. But I do think they're included in they don't have the sign here, but they had it inside. A lot of these perennials that are $7.98, they're part of the Lowe's deals that's two for $10. So I guess you just have to check. But this hibiscus plant is more like a tree hibiscus. It's really pretty. I wanted to show y'all the blooms on here. It has like the braided stem to it, but it is a whopping $62.98. Very pretty. It is $62.98. So, in Georgia, let me tell y'all, ferns are a big deal to put on porches. So they have a sale on their regular $16.98. These are the Boston ferns, but they are $10. They're on sale, and you'll see these on a lot of southern porches. And these are like kind of a shady location. And as you can see, it's non-hardy below 40 degrees. So you definitely, especially in my zone, you would definitely have to bring those in and protect them. They had beautiful hydrangeas and the duet roses. It took me a while to find the price on the duet roses, but I'll show you in a second what the prices were. But they were very, very fragrant. They really smelled good over here in this area. And the hydrangeas, so many beautiful colors. But I finally found a price, and the duet roses are $29.98. So next up, you had different palms. I think it was the Sago palm and the Majesty palm, two different prices. These were $22.98 right here. And then I think these are the Majesty palm right here. And these were $24.98. Now, I had to come over here, y'all, because I wanted to show y'all this fiddle leaf fig. These are gaining a lot of popularity over the years. I actually have one inside down in my basement. But y'all, $120. I know I did not pay that much for mine. I actually bought it on clearance about 2 years ago, but $120. This is what I have to say about, plants that are expensive. You better know what you're doing, or maybe if they have a warranty, because like if you spend that much and then it just doesn't make it, like I'm like, oh, that's a lot of money. But anyway, let's go over here, y'all. These are some more annuals right here. These are $1.98. These Perennials, I've grown these before and I love these. I love to grow these. These are ones that are like morning sun, but they grew so well on my front porch, and I was considering getting more. These are more annuals here, the begonias, but I actually have some begonias that I need to plant on my front porch, so I didn't get those. They have different type of hostas. This is another one that is great for like morning sun, but let me just go back and say, it just depends. They're making so many varieties that what we used to consider was like morning sun, they're now making them where they can tolerate more sun. They had these clematises that they're putting out. These were $18.48, and they had so many beautiful colors. Make sure you stay a little bit longer because I'll show you some other colors that they just got in. The hydrangeas right here, they were two different sizes, two different prices for the endless summer hydrangeas. So the little small one that I have in my hand right there, they were, I want to say $16.98, and the bigger ones, those were $29.98. So you just have to pick which one you want to start with. And then you have to make your decision from that. But they did have a lot of beautiful colors of the endless summer hydrangeas. We've grown these in our garden before, especially in Savannah, and they were really, really pretty. The bloomables, I'm starting to see this company a lot here in Georgia. When I first visited my sister, I saw lots of it. In Virginia, they're by the company like Star Roses and Plants. But these are like a whole rack of crepe myrtles right here, which is a very popular tree for Georgia to plant in the South. And I thought they had different colors because I saw like a darker pink, the Bellini raspberry right here. But then I looked at some that was like a lighter pink, but maybe they start off like that way and darken up. I'm not sure, but these were $26.98. So I just don't want to show y'all all annual flowers. They have perennial plants, different shrubs as well. Another popular plant here in Georgia is the Limelight Hydrangeas. These are $29.98. I see these over a lot of people's yards. Like, you see them a lot. I will tell you, a lot. They also have the Pugster Pink Butlia, which is like the butterfly bush, and they stay a little bit on the smaller side. The gardenia, because I kept smelling something. I was like, oh, it smells so good. These are $24.98. This is the variety Jubilation, but they have so many different varieties, and some of them are starting to be able to take that sun a little bit more. This tree hydrangea, the Limelight Hydrangea, was $79.98, and it goes back again, like, that's a lot to put down on a plant, so you got to take care of it. This was another type of gardenia. Now these were $9.98. Now this one is like part sun, and so they have different varieties, but they really smell so fragrant. And then proven winners, I've been seeing this over YouTube so much, the Woo La La hosta, so they got those in, and then they have the daisies right here, which I love these plants. We actually put these in our pollinator island. We put the banana cream daisies in here, and I want to say that we also put these daisies in here as well. They are perennial and they are beautiful. Now I wanted to show you this. This is like the second year that I have been looking at this plant. It's 1348, and I think I keep looking at it because of the uniqueness of the leaves and also the way it blooms. So I'm still thinking about that one. So we will see. But again, here is where they had the limited time deal on a lot of their perennials, 2 for $10. And this is why I think the ones at the beginning of the video also are part of this deal too, because most of these perennials, their regular price $7.98, and they're on sale 2 for $10. They have the Crepe and Phlox, the Salvias, the Daylilies. So they have a variety of different ones that are on sale. And so they have, here's another one, y'all, that's very common in Georgia, azaleas. This is what I grew up on, like the old school azaleas, but now they have the Encore azaleas, $14.98. You all have heard me say before that before it's all over, the ones that we have in the back of the patio, I'm definitely going to move. I know it says full sun, but I still think it's just a little bit too much for it. And they have the petite knockout roses. I actually gave these when we moved to my mom because I had bought some, and they come back every year. When I go to her house, they're so beautiful. They're $22.98. And then here's some more items that you can add to your landscape, some more different shrubs and items like that. $12.98 are for the smaller containers right here, depending on what color you want to have your landscape. And the bigger ones that you see like in the back, they are $24.98. Now, this is when I love to come, is when they're starting, they just put these racks out. I like to get plants when they like just put them out. They're like straight off of the truck. And I just wanted y'all to look at this calla lily. It's $17.98. But do y'all see the blooms on these? These are like so pretty to me. But all of these, they just like pulled in. So they have the cat pajamas. We have some of those in the garden that are doing great. They have some blanket flowers. They have some lilies right here, $15.98. And just look at this bloom right here. Y'all know I'm not a red flower lover, but this one kind of caught my eye right here. And I wanted to come over here and kind of show you some more of the fruit plants that they have. Now, this is the type of blueberry you need to look on the back, because it does require a different variety for pollination, and it puts the different varieties that you can get. But if you're new to gardening, make sure you pay attention to that and just not get one variety. The Bonfire Peach Patio, this is another one that I've been looking at for a couple of years, but these are actually starting to get peaches on here. You might want to thin that out, but they're starting to get peaches on there, and I just love the color of the leaves. So they just had different trees. I wanted to show y'all the Japanese maple. This is like one of my favorite trees, y'all. This one was $99.98, but this one right here, this is another variety. This one was $120. So that's why I say some of the higher price plants, just make sure you just really know what you're doing, and make sure you give it the best conditions as possible when you're dropping price, when you're dropping dollars like that. That's a lot for one plant to just not make it. But I can say that some of these plants, they have like a year guarantee on here. Like a lot of the fruit plants, a lot of those plants, it's a year guarantee. Make sure you keep your receipt, or if you have that My Lowe's app, it'll track it for you. But you can go back and like get a replacement, which is that's really good. But these are just more different fruit trees and fruit plants. They're getting bigger ones. At the beginning of the season, I kind of showed you some of the smaller ones. This is a cherry that is new for $58, but it is super tall. So they have a lot of bigger plants that are here. This one is $44.98. This is the apple tree by Southern Living, but it seems to me like they've gotten like taller and they've gotten bigger. I was just reading the back to see if they were going to say it needs a pollinator of a different type, or if it was self-pollinating. I love like reading that, because you definitely want to make sure. And here's another rack. Do y'all see the plastic? They just took it off. This is the Super Bell's Blue Moon Punch Calibrachoa, $6.48. I quickly walked away from that because I still have more that I need to plant. This was the other rack that I showed you. I was telling you about earlier, with different clematises. This is a really pretty color, and they have like beautiful blooms that are just waiting to open, just really pretty. This is a plant that I may consider later on adding up a trellis. We have these magic wands by Proven Winners. Those are in our pollinator garden, and then the Jolt Dianthus was all the way up to the top. So this is a new rack that they haven't even started placing yet. Here's another new rack. Y'all know this purple flower caught my eye. I have to show you, like, look at the blooms on here. This is a type of speedwell right here, and then they have some more irises as well. And then up top, these are what are these, y'all? These are some plants, and they just have more up top. I didn't get the name. I'm super sorry for that. They have some $16.98. The foxglove. It almost went. The foxglove, they have those. They have this white up top. They have pink. Y'all, I'm all in these people business. Like, as soon as they pull them out, I'm like, let me see what y'all got on these racks right here. And then they have these ice plants right here that they're starting to get the red bloom. So that kind of caught my eye. And then this is where I always go, no matter what, is I go to the clearance. Now, y'all remember earlier I showed you the palms. I'm going to show you the pricing on how the clearance works. But to me, this is okay. Like, I will clean up those branches right here, those brown branches, and I probably would get one of these clearance plants. It's nothing wrong with these plants. They don't look like merchandise ready or ready to buy, but there's nothing wrong with those plants. And this is how their clearance works for us in this area. It's based off the price. Years ago, it used to be another pricing system, but right here, y'all, okay, we just need to go ahead and we need to put that right in the trash. I don't think anything in that is coming back. They had the lavender here. Some of them is on their way out, but I wanted to pull one down for you to show like this one could actually be saved. It just either is being overwatered because you know lavender doesn't like wet feet, or it needs to dry out, or maybe it needs to be watered. But there are some up here, like right here. I'm like, ooh, I don't know. So when I look for clearance, I'm just really mindful. A lot of times I'm looking for a lot of perennials because I know that they will bounce back. They just don't look like, you know, ready to buy on the rack. But if you can kind of sift through some of these, like this lantana right here, I would possibly buy that, just depending on the pricing system, because sometimes it may be more better to just go ahead and get a new one because they're not 50% off anymore. These are perennials. Yeah, it would depend. But I did want to show you this one. This is another one. It's like the flowers are spent. Y'all know I'm big about deadheading to make sure that the flowers continue to grow. But it's nothing wrong with that particular plant right there. It just looks like a lot of them have been watered like a lot. And so they're starting to brown. And then some of them might not be in the right placement for sun, but you just have to use your own judgment when it comes to the clearance aisle. But what I will tell you is I bought a lot of plants off of the clearance aisle. Y'all comment below. Let me know if you shop clearance plants in your local area. And here's some more. Like this lady, she just had a whole flat of these Gerbera daisies or Gerber daisies right here. So I just had to come over here and see what she was doing. And then these are the gems right here. This is not actually the clearance aisle. Now, some of these, I think probably in the next few days, they probably gonna have to mark down. But this is just some more plants that they have ready to go and ready for you to buy. So y'all, let me show you the free gift that they gave out. As a Lowe's member, I was just like, which one do I want? I'm not sure of the color. I picked one up. I thought about the front porch. I thought about the back porch, but this is the free member plant. So I'm quite sure the people was looking at me like, what is she doing? Like I picked one up, I walked away with one, and then I went back and I got another color. So let me show you what color that I picked. Okay, so this is the one I ended up getting after like I picked up two of them, and then I was like, okay, just come on with this one and go. But this is the Sun Standing Apollo White Cloud Impatiens, and it says full sun, partial sun. It's an annual, but I may have to put it in a bigger pot because the mature size is 12 to 24 inches in height and width. And so we'll see. I really need to come out here and just kind of start working on this front porch. I've been working on the patio so much because a lot of the pansies that we planted for fall and winter is starting to get hot. They're starting to get leggy. I haven't even deadheaded any of these right here. So I really need to kind of switch out and put some summer plants right here. But let me show y'all what's blooming. And it's been raining, but I'm so glad the old owners planted this here. I bought 3 more this year, but it may take a couple years for them to bloom. But this is by far becoming one of my it's becoming one of my favorite, and it's so fragrant. Like when I cut these and put these in the kitchen, the whole kitchen smells. Let me show you real quick. So y'all, these peonies right here are so fragrant. And I'm telling you, just one, if you just put one in like a vase and some water, it's very fragrant. But it's becoming one of my favorite. I'm gonna let that one stay on here, but when it dries, I think I'm gonna start cutting those. They don't get very many blooms on here, maybe each year they'll get more and more bloom. But I actually bought 3 last fall that have came out of dormancy, and it's just leaves. I don't expect to get any blooms this year because sometimes it can take it a couple of years for them to bloom. But I really like these. So be sure you hit the subscribe button. I'm going to figure out how I want to do everything because I got to come out here and just kind of do a little bit of pressure washing, cleaning up. A lot of pollen fell this year. Still a little bit here and there, but I think the most of it is done. But I do have to come in and just kind of refresh the front porch because I do enjoy sitting out here. But just make sure you just stick with us, and we'll make sure we bring y'all along like the whole way. So as always, thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure you share this video with your family and your friends. And if you're not a subscriber, go ahead, tap that subscribe button. Make sure you tap the bell so that you can receive notification each and every time we upload a new video. Again, thank you all so much for watching. And until the next video, bye-bye.